Good afternoon out there in internet land. I'm Jonathan. I'm the Everyday Fitness Guru. Today's exercise, we're going to talk about the chest press. I'm going to do the push-up, but I'm going to show you other ways of modifying and doing a chest press. The chest press is a compound movement. We're going to primarily be working the targets of and targeting the muscles of the chest, but we're using our shoulder joint, our elbow joint, our wrist joint, and all of the muscles that engage those joints. I like to do push-ups. I'm recovering from some shoulder injuries, so I have a limited amount of actual proper push-ups that I can perform, but there's always a modified push-up in addition that you can do, and I'm going to show you ways to make the exercise a little bit easier if needed. If you're somebody who's never done push-ups, if you're somebody who is new to exercise, we're going to give you as many opportunities as we can to make the exercise easier for you to do. So first I'm going to show a proper push-up, and I'm going to show you how to do it using push-up handles. The push-up handles elevate my body, increasing the challenge, but what they do is they take some of the stress off my wrist because I'm able to hold on to a bar and keep my wrist nice and straight, as opposed to a regular push-up where my hand is extended in a way that might put too much pressure on my wrist. Do what works best for you. In addition, these push-up handles allow me to get an additional range of motion because I could lower myself lower than the actual ground would allow me to do if I'm just doing a regular push-up. So let me grab my push-up handles. These are push-up handles. I'm going to set the handles up so that as I go from the A position, which is at the top, to the B position, which is at the bottom, and then return, I want to make sure that my hands are slightly inside my elbow and that my elbow drops to about a 90-degree bend. Okay, I don't want to stay in a very limited range of motion. I want to go through as much of a range of motion as possible. The more demanding angles of this motion are at the B position where I'm at the bottom. So here I go, I'm going to go into the push-up. Down nice and slow as I can. Pause at the bottom for a second. Come up nice and slow. I'm going to attempt one more. And one more time so you can see me from the front. My hands are slightly inside my elbows. That's about all I can do, but coming from last year's injuries where I was snowboarding and I couldn't do one push-up, that's a good accomplishment for me. Follow me over. I'm going to show you how we can use an elevated surface to make the exercise a little bit easier. Come follow me. Now we could use this bench that happens to be in the park that we're in to do the exercise. And if you come around the side, you can see me better. So I'm going to stand, I'm going to lean into this surface. Now, if you're home and you're doing this exercise, you can do this against the countertop. What I want to make sure is that my hands don't slide off the countertop as I'm doing the exercise. So I'm going to wrap my thumbs around the bench, or I'm going to wrap my thumbs around the surface of the countertop to make sure my hands don't move. I'm going to stand up on my tiptoes, and I'm keeping my core from my head to my hips nice and tight as I lower myself nice and slow and then come back up. Notice as I drop down, my hands are slightly inside where my elbows are. My arms bend to about a 90-degree position, nice and slow and controlled. And I'm not pausing at either A point or B point. As I come out of the B position, I'm squeezing as slow as possible and then back down for the next rep. Two ways of doing the chest press: either the full push-up, we're able to use this bench as an elevated surface, or a countertop to do a modified push-up. There's also a lady push-up. Follow me back over here. modified push-up. Using less of my body weight because my knees are on the ground. It doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to work the muscles that we're looking to work, and it has to keep it from getting hurt. I'm Jonathan. Thank you for joining in today.